Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So, today's video on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about a sudden rise in this particular illness that a lot of people are not questioning, but a lot of research is being done on. So, guys, a lot of you have been paying attention to what's been going on with a certain illness that has increased exponentially in the last 2 years. They like to blame the excuse of people not going to the doctor to get checked up and catching it sooner and all this other crazy shit. We have seen an increase in cancer. And a lot of us who are paying attention are looking at it closely and looking at the numbers of people that we know in our personal lives all of a sudden develop cancer. And not even all of a sudden, but like we're talking about stage 4. Out of nowhere kind of shit. Now, some people, in my opinion, were probably predisposed to having it anyway, and I think the ARM ticket boosted it or activated it, if you will. Now, there is no clear proof, but there is a lot of speculation that the ARM ticket is boosting this particular illness because, again, we're seeing it all over the world. We are watching people we know develop this, hearing about people we know develop this. We're watching movie stars out the ass develop this out of nowhere. There are a lot of people who are getting sick suddenly, and there's also a new term that you're going to start seeing pop up in the paper. Such and such had a short battle with cancer, whatever the cancer might be. Now, there's numerous cancers popping up, rare cancers, standard, I hate to say that, but standard or regular cancers that are popping up. But we're watching movie stars develop this more and more, and I think that's why there's more attention on it. Because the regular Joe Schmo, who's been developing it left and right, no one cares about. But now that we're watching movie stars and politicians develop this, now there's more focused. But we're also seeing it around the world, so other places like Japan, Italy, and France are trying to do research. Now, there was a couple of articles about a week ago that I found a week ago, maybe they were older than that, stating that the ARM ticket has nothing to do with the rise in cancers. And actually, you're also going to hear a new term called turbo cancers. And they're saying that the ARM ticket has nothing to do with that. Now, I'm not a smart man. I'm not a brilliant dude. But when you start putting or connecting the dots, rather, you start going, well, cancer increased almost 300% in the last 2 years. And this is according to Johns Hopkins. And I saw the article about a year ago, or 6 months ago, rather, sorry. And now I can't find the article, coincidentally. And I typed in exactly how I remember seeing it, and I can't find this article. But this came from Johns Hopkins. That was a study saying that they watched cancer increase 300%. Now, they are not saying that it was connected to the ARM ticket. They're just saying that there was a 300% rise. And their excuse for the rise was people not getting checked out, people not going to the doctor to get their annuals. And I'm like, bullshit. So that led to a 300% rise? Almost impossible. Now, of course, guys, any other study coming from the CDC, WHO, or some paid-for study by the government, they're going to say, yeah, this is not the case. The ARM ticket didn't cause this. Meanwhile, other countries are leaning in the direction of going at the study hard because they're seeing something incredible happen. And that's an outrageous increase in cancer. Again, a lot of people are developing it super fast. Some people are developing it slow. Some people have like stage 1 and they're able to get rid of it. Some people have stage 4, which means it metastasized to other parts of the body, and they're dealing with it. Some people are actually recovering from it because they caught it early enough, but other people are dying right away. As soon as they found out that they were diagnosed with it, a month or two later, they're dead. There is too much of a connection with something being introduced to the population 2 years ago, and now we're seeing this uptick that a lot of people don't want to talk about, though people who are paying attention are noticing their loved ones develop it all of a sudden. People who had it before are having new episodes of it or different kinds of cancers pop up. People are relapsing, if you will, and a lot of people are refusing to believe that it was the arm ticket. Now, that's not to say that if they didn't take the arm ticket, it wouldn't have happened anyway. It might have happened, but it might have happened 5, 10 years, later down the line, and not now. But again, this is just something to notice. That's all I'm saying. Just notice it, because these people are not going to address it. Because I shit you not, if they make the connection that the arm ticket is responsible for cancer, all hell's going to break loose. And we're talking about lawsuits, and a lot of people are like, well, lawsuits protect. There are loopholes in the lawsuits. Is why they can be sued if a lawyer or lawyers are smart enough to find that loophole. They can absolutely sue the pharmaceutical companies. Also, keep in mind that these pharmaceutical companies had a bill stating that they can't be held responsible, but they can to some degree. But they can't be held responsible for what happens next. So why would pharmaceutical companies go out of their way to contact politicians and be like, listen, we can't release this unless you guys back us with something ironclad? And again, even that's not ironclad, but it's ironclad enough that they can't get sued out of existence. But why would they go after such a policy? Why would they go after such a law and have a law implemented in their favor? So if something goes wrong with the arm ticket, well, they're covered. That was a giant red flag in itself. And I don't know why people sat there and took it anyway. And some people's excuses were, well, other vaccines do the same thing. Other arm tickets do the same thing. Yeah, but they specifically went after this with an 8-month study that didn't prove anything. Didn't prove that it worked or not. Just they sort of did a study. Still, that was a red flag, and people still went and took it. Then there were doctors saying you shouldn't take this because people still took it. Now look what we're seeing. We're seeing an increase in a lot of shit. A lot of medical ailments are spiking in the last 2 years. Cancer being one of them. Blood clots being the other. And then there's numerous other ones popping up. But nobody wants to raise that concern. Or rather, no one here in the United States wants to raise that concern. People like us are raising that concern, but people who have power and matter are not raising that concern. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.